Good morning. So today is Monday, October 19th. We actually just had our first pod picked up and we are waiting to have our second pod delivered. We actually have our driveway back for a couple of hours, so I was kind of excited. I'm going to show you a little bit about the state of our house. So like I said, it's Monday, October 19th. We are leaving this house on Friday, this coming Friday, the 24th. We have movers coming to help us move a lot of our like big bedroom furniture. So that's once that gets loaded up into the last pod, that'll be it. We won't be able to sleep here anymore. So that's Friday because they're picking that pod up Saturday. So we are in the last like 4 days of pushing through. We have pod 2 coming, like I said. So really today, tomorrow, and Wednesday, the big push is to finish packing up anything and everything else we can from the house that we don't need that we can put into pod number 2. And I'm going to show you a little bit about the state of our house. Anybody that has done a big move like this, either, similar size house or distance or just sort of how we're doing it over several days and several weeks, I'm sure you will relate to the disaster our house is in. I've been trying to keep it as in order and as clean as I can for my daughter, especially because last night we were moving our main family room couch into the pod because we want to have that when we get to the new house. And she was getting really, really upset seeing the couch leaving. I don't think she fully understands, being 2 years old, what's going on. So I've been trying to keep the house as in order as possible so that it's the least amount of disruptions for her as possible. So we've been trying to do that, but we're really, like I said, we're in the 11th hour. We just got to get rocking and rolling and loading and packing. So it's gonna be a little chaotic. So I'm just gonna show you a little bit about how messy our house is. And I'm just gonna be plowing through as much as I can today. This is our guest room. We packed our guest bed into the first pod so that we'd have something to sleep on when we get down there. So this room is kind of a disaster, but this is gonna be, I'm gonna straighten this up today, and this is gonna be our staging area for everything that I'm packing upstairs. It's all gonna go into this room while we wait. So my daughter's room really hasn't changed a whole lot. Like I said, I'm trying to keep it as normal for her as possible. So this is kind of be last, but I do need to get everything off the wall there. I think that'll be okay to take down. And I am gonna start packing like the stuff that's up in her closet and some of the clothes she's not gonna wear and some of the stuff down there. I can get that packed up. This is the state of our living room right now. Kind of disaster. I have to get this sort of organized, and whatever needs to be packed up. I have to pack that cabinet up. But this couch we brought down into our living room. So this is actually our couch that was upstairs in that room up there from the living room. Since we wanted to pack our big comfy couch to be already at the new house when we get there in the first pod, we packed that up and then we put this couch here because the new buyers are actually going to be taking this couch. So it's staying at the house, so we decided we'll move it down here so we have a place to sit at least this week for our daughter Monroe. But I don't want her to get it dirty, so I'm blocking it with some blankets because we're actually selling them this couch and I don't want it to be stained or anything because then we won't be able to. So we put some blankets to protect that. And then we had a fireplace TV stand because this house doesn't have a fireplace. And we actually gave that to my brother and sister-in-law because they don't have a fireplace in their house. So they took that. We actually brought it to them yesterday. So we just put a folding table up with a TV on, and my husband says he feels like he's in college again. Which I think is so funny. And then her toys I'm gonna wait to pack up until later in the week as well. But I really wanna try to, pack this up last minute for her. I don't want her to be too upset. We got rid of the rug and the table that were here because they were really, really rough shape. The rug, we really shouldn't have left it out all winter, and we did, and it was really musty and moldy and black and dirty. And then the table and chairs were hand-me-downs that I had repainted several years ago, and they just weren't holding up really well. So we got rid of those. The grill we're bringing, the gazebo is staying, but this umbrella and all of this stuff is going, so we're gonna have to make sure that gets dried off. Shout out to my husband. During quarantine, we had a blow-up pool, and he was getting sick and tired of having to constantly drain it and refill it and clean it. So he did a whole pump setup, and he did a little platform. Let me adjust the lighting here so you guys can see. and he did a little platform here and a little sand pit, and he like leveled the whole yard so that the blow up pool would sit on it. And it was such a great setup, and it worked out so well for quarantine. So we're gonna leave it for the new buyers because eventually they're gonna put in a big pool, but they said that they're going to do a blow up pool probably in the meantime. So we're gonna leave that there for them to be able to use. So my kitchen's not that bad. It was driving me crazy. These counters were full of stuff. You know how you do when you're moving, it just sort of all accumulates in the kitchen, and I just can't live with that. So, and I'm gonna actually try to cook some meals this week. So I had to clean off the counters. I did that first thing when I woke up this morning before anybody else woke up. And then the buyers are taking that hutch. Our dining table we sent in the first pod so that we would have a dining room, you know, and a place to eat. So this is gonna be sort of, this area and the living room are gonna be sort of our two different staging areas for everything that we're gonna be packing up the next couple of days to get it loaded up into the pod. In this video, you're really just gonna see me going all over the house. I kind of go into almost every single room to either clean up, declutter, pack up. It's just kind of a free-for-all. You know, these last few days before packing, that's just kind of what happens. You start very methodically, but in the end, you just kind of have to go everywhere and just get done what needs to get done. Especially, like I said, since I was trying to keep the house as intact as possible, at least for the rooms my daughter uses the most. So you'll see me just kind of go all over the house in this video.
Now I'm going the opposite direction.
Okay, hold on. Let's get
Now I'm tighter than you.
How many times does it take to roll up a rug? If you're new here, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I am so glad to have you here. If you don't know who I am, my name is Samantha. You see my husband Adam here as well, my dogs Lily and Brooke, and our daughter Monroe, who's currently at daycare. We are all currently embarking on a very big life change. We've decided to sell our house here in New Jersey and relocate down as a family to the Atlanta, Georgia area. And I've been documenting our entire packing and moving process along the way. My goal with these videos is to not only share our experience with a big move across state lines like this, but also to provide some much needed motivation for anybody out there that might be going through the same thing I am. As excited as I am for this upcoming move, I am finding it quite daunting and very emotional. I grew up in New Jersey, I never thought I would leave, and while I'm excited for the new chapter that we're going to open down there in Georgia, I'm finding the whole process of packing and getting ready for this move an extremely emotional one, and sometimes it's really hard just to continue to pack. So my goal is, if anybody out there is going through the same thing I am, hopefully my videos will help motivate you to get started or to continue with your packing process for your upcoming move. So I encourage you to throw this video up on your phone or your tablet or your computer or TV screen and go ahead and pack along with me. If you're just getting started, just tape up your first box. Start with something small like a cabinet or a closet. Or if you're looking for some motivation to continue packing or even wrap it up, because the end I feel like is the toughest part, then go ahead and pack along with me, and I hope that this video helps motivate you to do that. If you enjoyed this video, I hope that you'll stick around and subscribe so that you can stay updated as I release all the rest of our videos in this move series, from finishing moving out of this house, our road trip down to Georgia, getting settled into our new house, and all of the fun projects we have in our plans for the future. if you're watching this because you're enjoying this packing motivation, because maybe you're packing for an upcoming move, let me know in the comments section down below where you're moving to. I'm always excited to hear where people are moving from and moving to and why, and I would love to hear from all of you. So make sure to comment down below. So this is one of the mistakes I made when packing over the last few weeks getting ready for this move, is I didn't take the curtains down. I don't really know why. I definitely could have taken them down, several weeks ago and just not had it saved until the last minute, but I didn't for some reason. So now I'm stuck doing this at the last minute, removing all of these curtains and curtain rods and patching up all of those holes. So my advice is, if you are preparing for a move and you're taking several weeks to prepare, when you take all your artwork and stuff off the walls, just take your curtains down then. Don't save it as one of those last minute things. It was just another task on my list that I had to do very last minute. This is basically all of my clothes from my dresser and from my closet. I packed it all up last night. I didn't film it because it was really late and really dark and I was just really tired and just wanted to get through it as quickly as possible. But that's what all those boxes are. You see, I still have quite a bit left in the closet to do, but I need to close these all up. I didn't close them last night because my daughter was sleeping and the tape is really loud. So I just packed them and left them open. So I'm just gonna get them all taped and labeled up, and then I'm gonna go ahead and finish packing everything else in the house that I need to, because it's another day of just getting done everything that needs to get done today. Since we're going to be on the road for a while, several days, actually almost a week between leaving this house before we get down to our new home in Georgia. So what I'm doing here is I have these 2 plastic bins that I found through my packing process. I already had them, got rid of the stuff that was in them, we didn't need it. And I'm just going to be packing them with all of the snacks that my husband and mainly my daughter and my dogs are going to need throughout this whole road trip. All of her favorite snacks and goodies and stuff that are still left in the pantry. I'm just going to pack them all into these 2 boxes, and then these will ride with us in the truck for our entire road trip. Another hack I used for this move are these clear plastic bags. I got them on Amazon. I'll put a link down below. When we redid this closet a couple years ago and I put all my shoes on these shelves, I got rid of all the shoe boxes. In my mind, we weren't moving anytime soon, so I didn't need the shoe boxes. So I got rid of them, and it was great because I got to display all my shoes, but now I don't have any boxes to pack them up in, and I don't want all of them to get ruined and scratched and dirty on each other. So I went onto Amazon and I found these shoe bags, and I'm actually gonna pack all of them in these bags and then throw them into a box so that it makes moving and transporting them easier. Took a slightly different approach where he actually trashed a whole bunch of his shoes. A lot of the shoes that he just wasn't wearing anymore, they just were really worn down. He just decided to purge almost all of his shoes and only move the few pairs he still wears. I will apologize that the quality of this video footage is actually not that great. I filmed it on my phone, which should be a decent camera, but that was because my camera battery had died. But I just wanted to finish wrapping up this closet for ending off the day.